An expensive jack of all trades but a master of none, a rattle of taxpayer money, an exceptionally dumb piece of Air Force PR. These are all quotes concerning the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, an aircraft which, safe to say, is the subject of controversy among enthusiasts and professionals. Today we're challenging the tabloid headlines and presenting a different perspective. The F-35 might actually be quite good when viewed in proper context. Consider this a thought exercise, not a declaration of absolute truth, designed to highlight how subjective military aviation commentary can be and to encourage critical thinking. Let's start with the claim that the F-35 can't dogfight. This talking point traces back to a leaked 2015 test report titled F-35, A High Angle of Attack Operational Maneuvers, covered by David Axe of War is Boring. The report described the F-35 being at a distinct disadvantage in a turning fight against an F-16, citing lack of energy and maneuverability. On its face, that sounds damning, but the context is everything. The test examined a very specific, largely obsolete regime of air combat. Modern aerial warfare is decided less by close-in maneuvering and more by sensors, range, and low observability. The F-35's off-bore sight capabilities let it target and fire missiles from almost any angle, reducing the need to point its nose for a gun kill. In real doctrine, fourth-generation interceptors would likely be destroyed before ever getting within visual range. Fifth-generation fighters like the F-35, F-22, J-20, and Su-57 use advanced detection and long-range weapons to end engagements before speed and maneuverability matter. The F-35's electro-optical distributed aperture system offers detection at least 800 miles away, and when networked to supporting aircraft, that reach is essentially unlimited. Pair that with weapons such as the AGM-158 JASSM, with ranges up to 1,200 miles, and the dogfight critique becomes a moot point. Now, what about the price tag? Headlines love the trillion-dollar jet, but per unit cost has changed dramatically over time. The first F-35A off the line in 2007 cost about $221 million. As production scaled and factory expertise improved, costs fell sharply. In the 14th production batch, the F-35A dropped to $77.9 million, the F-35B to $101.3 million, and the F-35C to $94.4 million, representing reductions of over 65% compared to the earliest units and consistent double-digit percentage decreases between lots. Compared to other fifth-generation fighters, the F-35 is not outrageously priced. The J-20 is roughly $120 million. The F-22 is over $230 million. Incredible estimates put the Su-57 in the $100 to $120 million range. Even modern fourth-generation fighters can be pricier, with the Eurofighter Typhoon around $120 million and the Dassault Rafale between $120 and $160 million. Legacy upgrades are not automatically cheap either. The F-15EX, a modernized version of a 1970s airframe, clocks in at about $110 million or $136 million with simulators, electronic warfare systems, and targeting pods. Suddenly, too expensive looks far less straightforward. Quick pause. Do you think modern air combat is mostly about stealth, sensors, and range rather than maneuverability? Drop a thoughtful comment below with your view on how doctrine should shape fighter design today. Back to the next critique. The F-35 is too lightly armed. In stealth configuration, the jet carries a 25mm GAU, 22/A cannon, and either two AIM-120s with two GBU-31 bombs or four AIM-120s. That light loadout exists for a reason. When enemy air defenses are alive, stealth aircraft must keep a smooth radar profile to survive, a mission where non-stealth jets would face high losses. Once air defenses are neutralized and air superiority is achieved, the F-35 can switch to beast mode. The air-to-air setup cited includes 14 AIM-128 air missiles plus two AM9X Sidewinder missiles, and the air-to-ground setup includes two AIM-120s, six 2,000-pound GBU-31 bombs, and two AM9X Sidewinders. Even critics will struggle to call that loadout lacking. Some point to the 1997 downing of an F-117 in Serbia as proof that stealth compromises are fatal. But the context matters. The EA-6B Prowler electronic warfare escorts were grounded due to bad weather. The F-111s flew with radar antennas retracted. U.S. flight paths were predictable, and only after those failures did opening the bomb bay doors contribute to the radar return. That shootdown reflected operational mistakes and overconfidence, not a fundamental flaw in stealth technology. If you appreciate context-rich breakdowns of tech and innovation, consider subscribing for more deep dives. In the end, whether you agree or disagree with these conclusions, the key is nuance. Military procurement is complex, and headlines rarely tell the full story. The F-35's real strengths live in detection, networking, and standoff capability, not in turning fights from another era. So here's the question. In a world where range, sensors, and low observability decide outcomes, what should the next generation of air combat prioritize?